Hello guys, welcome to today's video. If you don't know me, I'm Allie, I'm Sumner's wife, and I'm super excited to do this video for you today because I do believe it's going to be very helpful. And if you do find it helpful, I'm gonna go ahead and already ask you to give it a like, subscribe, and also hit the notification bell so you can support the channel as well as stay up to date with all of the videos that we've already published in the channel, but also will be publishing because there's a lot coming very soon that will be very exciting. But also I wanted to do this video because I'm responsible for most of the logistics sides of our Amazon business. So after Amazon's announcement on July 13th, we received a lot of questions about the specific topic that we're going to cover, but I'm really hoping this is going to be helpful for you guys. Before I start, I just want to apologize if you hear any noises, any construction noises, or if the setting is not maybe as professional as you would expect. Sumner and I, as a lot of you may know, are traveling abroad. We're currently in Florianopolis, Brazil, so we're just constantly going to be changing this setting, but we're always going to try to configure everything the best as we can for you guys. So without further ado, let's get to the video. So on July 13th, Amazon announced that they're going to be limiting inventory for sellers with an IPI, or an inventory performance index, lower than 500 starting August 16th. And unfortunately, that is a lot of Amazon sellers, especially if you're a new Amazon seller or if you got hit pretty hard with the pandemic and now you have all of this inventory, and that probably is affecting your IPI score. So with this video, I wanted to actually do three things. First is to actually encourage you guys to look at this as a growth opportunity, as an opportunity to grow your business, scale in ways that maybe you weren't thinking about it before because you had all of the security of Amazon logistics and resources and all that. Second, I wanted to share with you a list of third-party logistics companies that was actually created by Joe Reichfeld from the e-commerce optimizer, and I'm going to link that in the description below. It is a great list of 3PLs, that's as we call it a lot of times for third-party logistics companies. It's a great list of 3PLs in the US, and as you can see, it shows you not only the location of that company but also some of the services that they offer as well. But actually, I will encourage you to confirm and contact whatever company you think might actually work best with you, which we're going to address this very soon, and actually confirm that if they would offer those services or not. Perhaps they're expanding and they're starting to offer more services that might not be reflecting on this list, as well as they might be willing to do something more customized for you. You never know. So it's definitely worth contacting them and asking. So the third thing that I wanted to do with this video is actually talk to you guys about what factors you should consider when choosing a 3PL for your business. So there is no perfect company for everyone. This is absolutely going to vary depending on the size of your business, the types of services that you need, how big you are in terms of how many channels you sell your products on, and many other factors. So because of that, I can just go ahead and recommend you one company, and that's why I wanted to go through with you guys a few factors that are very important that you can write down, and you know what's important for your company. You know it's what actually matters and what doesn't matter, and what you need, the types of services that you need and that you don't need. So with that in mind, after we go through these factors and you compile a little list of what's important for you, you can go ahead and contact several maybe of those companies so you can compare and see what would be the best option for you. And I'll also be linking in the description one more company that is not in that on that list, a company that we have personally used before, and it could also be a great option for you. So factor number one would be cost. And when I say cost, a lot of things go into it, of course. This actually may surprise you when you go through all of your research and choose your 3PL. You may actually be saving money by using a 3PL as opposed to Amazon's storage, especially during Q4. As a lot of you may know, Amazon storage gets pretty expensive, especially during Q4 between the months of October and January. So this would already be a great option for you to look into, even if it's just to have a backup plan. Even if you have an IPI above 500 and you don't have limited inventory storage for Amazon. So costs, when we talk about costs, a lot of things will come into account. Would be, does this company offer, maybe, is it a per item sort of fee that you have to pay? So is it per fulfillment, or is it a package deal where you pay maybe one monthly fee and all of this is included, some certain amount of storage or a certain amount of fulfillment? It could be for B2B, business to business, or business to consumer. You would have to see. But costs also include the storage costs, as I just mentioned. Do a comparison, how much per cubic feet, or maybe it's per package. I don't know, it could vary by company. It could be a little bit of work for you, maybe a little bit of math work for you, but it would definitely be worth it. And that's why I'm encouraging you to look at this as an opportunity to grow your business, because a lot of times, because we have the security of Amazon, oh, Amazon will do all for you. That is great, but at a certain point, you might notice as you grow that little changes could have a big effect. Sometimes little changes of storage fees could have a big effect in your overall net profit, on your monthly net profit. So it's definitely worth it taking a bit of time and looking into those kinds of factors and comparing and analyzing what could work for you and what could not work for you. And costs are, of course, so relative, and it would definitely depend on the size of your business, because maybe sometimes a package deal could be very advantageous for a big business because they're dealing with several different products, and they can spread that cost across all of those different products. But if you're just starting off, a package deal could turn out to be very expensive for you. Maybe $1 or $2 will have a big impact on the overall profit margin of your product. So that's definitely something you need to take into consideration and talk to them about that. Get numbers, write them down, compare those with Amazon, with other channels, and other options too. The second factor would be location. And you might think this doesn't really play a huge role into it, and it may not for your business, but for certain businesses it definitely could. So depending on where you're sourcing your product from, let's say you're sourcing it from China, almost always your shipments will come through the Los Angeles port, and that means that if you have a warehouse in, I don't know, Baltimore, or on the East Coast, or even Midwest, that would take a little bit longer for your product to go from the port in LA all the way to your warehouse, and that will increase your lead time. So you absolutely have to be aware on the impact that this could have on your lead time, and location could play a huge role into it. And again, you're going to have to balance out all of these factors that we're covering today, because sometimes you think, oh great, I'm just gonna get a 3PL in California, but then the cost could be significantly higher, and then not be as worth it too in terms of net profit. So again, it's all a balance, and I'm not even saying that a California location would be best. You never know. For a long time in our own Amazon business, every time we created a shipping plan, we would get the Memphis location. So actually a 3PL in the Midwest, for example, or in the South, could actually be more advantageous to us, being so close to Amazon, because a lot of times you want to keep a lot of inventory at your 3PL and then slowly send that inventory to Amazon, and then being so much closer, that actually was a good thing for us, for our own business. But again, it would vastly vary depending on your business. The third factor is speed. And we talked a little bit about speed when we mentioned location, but there's also the processing speed, the speed of the 3PL actually receiving your inventory, your shipment, how long that will take, and also the speed of fulfillment. If fulfillment is a service that you're interested in, how long can they guarantee that since they receive the order, how long they can guarantee that the product's going to be shipped out, at least shipped out. Maybe not, maybe they don't offer all of the shipping speeds. For example, like a priority speed or overnight, they might not offer that kind of service. But you also need to see the speed of the fulfillment process from the minute that they receive the order on their system to the minute that the product is actually shipped out. And that will play a huge role, especially if you are merchant fulfilled and you're trying to qualify for Amazon Prime, because you can get the Prime status of the 2-day shipment even for a merchant fulfilled product, but you need to make sure that you have that speed in order to qualify and maintain that eligibility. So that speed is definitely a factor that you want to discuss with the 3PL, the company that you're working with. And then the fourth factor, and perhaps maybe the most important for a lot of you guys, is what services are offered by that third-party logistics company. And that can actually surprise you. A lot of times we love the FBA business because we don't have to deal with anything. We don't have to deal with customer service or returns and all that. But you might be surprised that some of these companies will actually do all that and more, and sometimes for even a smaller fee than you are paying with your FBA. And then when I talk about services, what I'm talking about is what do you need? A lot of you might want all-in-one. Oh, okay, I just want to deal with one 3PL and I want to do all of my services through them. And then you might be looking for storage to actually keep your inventory there and not touch it. Or maybe let's say that particular 3PL does not offer fulfillment and you're only selling through Amazon, but it offers you a great rate and location for storage. This could be absolutely a great solution if you do fall within the below 500 IPI category, and then your inventory is going to be limited. You can talk to your supplier to ship perhaps whatever your limit is straight to Amazon if you want, and then everything else to that 3PL, and then you slowly replenish that inventory from the 3PL straight to Amazon's warehouse. Another reason storage is important, and that plays into the July 13th announcement as well, is that Amazon actually announced that they're launching a promotion of removal fees. So you usually have to pay a fee per item whenever you remove storage inventory from Amazon. It's usually around, I believe, 50 cents or 60 cents. I think it's 50 cents. Per item when you remove it. So if you do have excess inventory, and as a matter of fact, Sumner and I do have some excess inventory, and we're going to be doing this. The pandemic hit and our specific product was very affected. So we're going to be doing that and using the strategy that I'm about to tell you guys. But what you can do is create this removal order for your excess inventory straight to the 3PL, and you obviously have to confirm that the 3PL accepts that kind of shipment, and then have it stored at the 3PL for a much smaller storage fee. Most likely, I would almost guarantee that it will be smaller than Amazon's fees, and especially if you're getting on the threshold of long-term storage fees. So that is one option, and what we're planning to do is we're going to take advantage of this promotion to remove inventory, and we're going to ship it to a 3PL, and then we're actually going to be shipping those same products to other Amazon marketplaces. So we have been in the process of expanding our Amazon business to international marketplaces in the UK, Canada, and possibly Japan. Not right now, but Japan in the future as well for sure. We were planning to do this before the pandemic hit. We kind of got delayed on that, but with this promotion for removal fees, we're absolutely going to be taking advantage of that. And if that is your case as well, here's an idea for you to do, is to actually create the removal order if you have too much inventory there, and then still utilize Amazon's FBA program, but within other marketplaces. So storage is definitely a big important service perhaps for your business. Also fulfillment, and fulfillment plays a huge role, especially if you sell in other channels beyond Amazon. If you have a Shopify store or Etsy or eBay or your own website, this could, as I said, this could be a growth opportunity for your business, especially if you haven't considered selling on other platforms until now. Now, it is true that Amazon offers a multi-channel fulfillment service. So let's say I make a sale through Etsy. I can go to my Amazon inventory and create a fulfillment order and send and use that inventory that I have in Amazon's warehouse to actually ship my Etsy order. However, one, I'm still paying for Amazon storage fees that could be cheaper at a 3PL. Second, the fulfillment fee is a little bit pricey. I don't know, it depends on your products. Our products are usually pretty small and they're around $6 for a standard fulfillment, not the express fulfillment. And then third, with Amazon's multi-channel fulfillment program, you cannot ship products to an international address. I believe you may be able to if you have a media product like a book or a CD, DVD, something like that. But if you sell anything else, as of the creation of this video, you cannot ship it to an international address. And you're missing out on a huge opportunity if you're not catering to international customers. If you have your own website, if you sell on Etsy, on Shopify, you could absolutely, in today's age, especially where you're on social media and you easily follow people from several different countries, and marketing on Facebook, it can reach people from so many different countries. You should absolutely consider offering your product to customers abroad. So fulfillment is definitely an important factor. Again, fulfillment for international sellers, or even fulfillment within your own country, within the US, the speed of that fulfillment, what is the fee of that fulfillment, if it's per item, or maybe like we talked about in the first factor, it's a package deal for fulfillments between, I don't know, maybe 100 and 1,000 fulfillments per month. A lot of times they work with these types of packages. So that's definitely something you want to ask them about. And then another service example would be returns. And not a lot of people think about this because we're so comfortable with how Amazon takes care of everything, and we could actually be missing out on this opportunity. If you have a 3PL that offers returns, meaning they can deal with customer returns, and dealing with customer returns is actually something you want to verify with each company. What does that mean? In general, that means receiving that package, inspecting it to see if it's defective, and then repackaging and either storing that or shipping it to wherever you want it shipped. This could be a great opportunity, especially for international sellers. So if you live in a different country and you're selling within the US, Amazon marketplace, then you know that when you receive returns, a lot of times they are considered unsellable. And when Amazon considers your inventory unsellable, you need to either dispose of that product, and you actually have to pay, I believe, 30 cents. There's still a fee of disposing of that product, or you have to create a removal order. And like I said, I think the removal fee is about 50 cents. And Amazon will then ship that product to whatever address you select. However, the address that you select has to be within the country of the Amazon marketplace. So if you live, for example, in Canada and you want to create that removal order, you can't ask them to ship that unsellable product to Canada. It needs to be an address within the US, and that's where a 3PL could be very, very helpful for you. And especially in my experience, a lot of those unsellable products are not unsellable. They're actually in perfect condition. We have received, for a long time, we had the removal orders come to our own apartment, and we've seen a lot of products that hadn't even been opened. They were like brand new, and they were considered unsellable. I believe most likely because the customer selected that the product was defective when they request a return. They changed their mind, and because they wanted to not pay any shipping fees, they just selected the option that the product was defective, and then Amazon automatically is considering that as an unsellable product. So returns can absolutely help you when you're an international seller, but it can also help you if you live within the US but you want to have more control over the returns. So especially if you're fulfilled by a merchant, Amazon does not deal with returns for you, so you have to deal with that yourself. And if you don't want returns to be coming into your own house or your own office, you definitely should consider a 3PL for that particular service. And like I said, sometimes they will inspect the item and they will repackage for you. You don't have to do anything, and then there you go, you don't lose that product. You don't have to dispose of that product. And speaking of inspection, a lot of these 3PLs also offer that service of inspecting your products. A lot of us, we pay for inspection companies in the country that we manufacture our products, which is honestly what I would advise, because if there is an issue, you probably want to fix while it's still in the factory and while your supplier can still fix it. But perhaps you want an extra inspection. You want to make sure there was no problem during shipment, and a lot of these 3PLs also offer inspection services when your product arrives. And another service that they could offer could be the actual shipment itself, the freight forwarding side of the business. So sometimes it could significantly reduce your cost if you go with a company that does all that. They would do the shipment from, for example, from China all the way to their own warehouse, and then all of the storage and all that. Sometimes that it's included in a package, or you can get discounted fees if you're purchasing multiple services within that company. We have actually done this before. We've done this with Worldcraft Logistics, and we had a great experience with them, and that is actually the company that we're also linking in the description below. I would encourage you to contact them, as well as some other companies within that list that we're also providing, and do a comparison, because again, it's a balance game. You can balance, sometimes the location is perfect but the costs are too high, or they don't offer a certain service. But actually the last service that I wanted to talk about is the packaging and also customization. Some of these 3PLs will actually offer many options of customization. Sometimes you want a special package for your product. Sometimes they would offer gift options, and not to mention with Amazon, for example, there are certain things that would break TOS. For example, certain kinds of insert cards and whatnot. And with 3PL, you could actually do that. Amazon's not there inspecting your products before it's actually shipped. You're doing all that through the 3PL, and like I said, you can do a lot of customization with that. We actually had a product that Amazon kept shipping that product in a very small box, and a lot of people use a knife to open that box, and a lot of our products were getting damaged because they were easily perforated when they were shipping on a box. And we tried contacting Amazon about that, but they said that there was nothing they could do. We couldn't really select a type of package. And with the 3PL, a lot of times that you can. So that's another great advantage of 3PL, and it's customization. A lot of times they will even offer some level of customer service as well. So again, many options that you have to take into consideration and balance and ask them about and compare. But I can almost guarantee that there will be a great option for you, whether you're doing this because you have to, because of the announcement that Amazon just made, or because you actually want to invest in this logistics side of your business and you want to expand and you want to have more control over your shipment, over your inventory. You want to offer services to international customers and all that. You can do all that through third-party logistics companies. And the last thing I wanted to quickly say is the importance of having a backup plan. So if, for example, you're above a 500 IPI score on Amazon, it might still be really important for you to have this backup plan. You never know. You never know when all of a sudden Amazon might really spike up their storage fees, or FBA fees will most likely keep increasing as more and more customers sign up to be Prime members, for example. You never know. So it's important to have a backup plan, and maybe even a backup to a backup plan. So for example, you might actually love a certain 3PL, but they don't offer storage, or they don't offer returns or fulfillment. Perhaps you would consider having a backup plan to that main 3PL that you end up selecting. Don't be afraid, guys. Don't be afraid to grow your business, to actually take this seriously and take this Amazon business that a lot of us included, started as just like a side hustle. Do not be afraid of actually putting work to grow your business and potentially have it for the rest of your life, or potentially sell it for a lot of money. You never know. In my opinion, e-commerce is the future, is the present already, and is the future as well. It's only going to keep growing. So in my opinion, you might as well invest some time right now in the foundation of your business, the building blocks, the logistics, and all that. And that is why I really hope that this video was very helpful for you guys. If it was helpful, I ask you to leave it a thumbs up, as well as hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to, again, support this channel and be up to date with all of the videos that we'll be creating for you guys. And if you have any questions at all, be sure to leave those in the comments below. We're here to help you guys. And again, thank you so much for watching this video, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one.